Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Good morning. So, I had to actually wake up a little bit earlier today to film this episode. Normally, I film episodes obviously the day before and I pre schedule my videos for release, 9 a.m. the next morning. But unfortunately, the episode that was originally scheduled for release today was supposed to be that Big Boss Man, Bam Bam Bigelow, Mattel Coliseum release. But I wanted to make it a little bit more special, and I actually had a WWF introduction. So there was actually a '93 Royal Rumble intro, and it was like a minute and a half, sort of Bam Bam versus Big Boss Man, and like the last minute and a half of that matchup was sort of my introduction to the episode, and obviously YouTube flagged it, so copyright. It couldn't be viewed by, the world couldn't view it, and I tried to re-edit it and got rid of the sound and put music over it and re-uploaded it. That didn't help. It was still flagged copyright. So I don't know. I might have to just try and delete that whole segment out, and that sucks. And I don't know how people do it. I even talk about it in my video itself, where you watch YouTube and you always see these clips, right? And people pull all these clips from other people's videos and stuff, and they insert it into their own videos, and it's like, how do they do it? How do they pull clips from other content creators, yada yada yada, and how do those videos not get flagged? How do they not get copyrighted? How do they still get monetized? If Because anytime I try to do that, add clips from what I pull off TikTok, pull off, I don't know, Facebook, whatever, other YouTube videos, whatever, to talk about in my videos, I always get that copyright mark, or it may not be a mark on your channel, but you can't monetize it, yada yada yada. It's weird. It's messed up. I'm like, well, shoot. At some point, I am gonna hit 1,000, right? And my videos are gonna get monetized, and I'd like to get paid for my work. So, but but that's stupid with WWF. It's like every single time I try making a wrestling, WWF type video, like my special 500th video, it had included all these amazing, WWF clips. It was an awesome clip show, and that 500th episode doesn't even show up on my channel anymore. So there is no 500th episode technically, and that sucks because that was an amazing episode. And I think when I initially posted it, like the first 20 minutes, if you guys are actually watching it, you could have probably seen it. But after like the first 20 minutes, YouTube cut it from my channel, and I gotta find a way to post that because my original video was amazing. But if I do go ahead and cut that opening segment, that video will probably be tomorrow. But I'm gonna shut up now and talk about today's actual main topic of discussion. It's probably gonna be like a quick 5 to 7 minute video from this point forward. So I did come across a item that I've been searching for to add to this collection for a long time, and the item that I finally was able to add, alarm, dismiss. Yeah, I actually woke up way before my alarm clock. I found the item I was searching for. I knew it was a lot smaller than the Hasbro figures, even though I used to use this item as part of my Hasbros. But I didn't realize that it was connected to something else. So, I talked about before. Let's backtrack. WWF Hasbros. My toy line from childhood, right? I wrestled Hasbros with my Galoob figures, and I pretty much wrestled any other figures that I might have had as part of that we may have had, like you know, something like this. We might have wrestled those figures with the Hasbros, you know, whatever, you know, that was the right scale or close enough to it, right? So think about like Series 1 Hulk Hogan, go-to Hulk Hogan figure. But what if my older brother was wrestling with that Hulk Hogan and I wanted to use Hulk Hogan for my wrestling matches? Well, I was stuck using the Bear Hug Hulk Hogan, which was a horrible figure. You know, you have to sit there, you have to open up the arms and wrestle with him. Well, that was annoying. So a lot of times you're not doing that. Hulk Hogan's like this, so what are you doing? You're not sitting there opening up the arms. You're just basically throwing punches like this, right? And it was stupid. Well, for the longest time, the Series 2 Ultimate Warrior was our go-to Ultimate Warrior. And this was, until I started collecting at the tail end of 2021, my favorite Ultimate Warrior figure. So this was, like the Series 1 Hulk Hogan, our go-to playable Ultimate Warrior figure. Well, what if my older brother or younger brother, let's say, you know, my older brother was playing with this Ultimate Warrior figure? Well, if I wanted to play with the Ultimate Warrior, I had to go to the Series 1. Still a great figure. Love this figure a lot. But what if my younger brother was playing with this figure? Well, just because he's younger doesn't mean I'm going to snatch up the figure from him, right? So, older brother's playing with one figure. Maybe my younger brother's playing with another figure. Darn. I really want to play with an Ultimate Warrior figure. I'm stuck. What do I have left to play with? Aha! Just randomly on eBay a couple months ago, I was on Heidi's webpage, and what's her name? What's her site called? Darn, what is her page called? Oh my god, I bought from her 10,000 times, so I can't remember her page. But it's gonna come to me eventually. I didn't buy this one from her, but I did come across that Ultimate Warrior figure, and I'm like, holy crap. There it is. But I don't remember what she was asking for it, but it was a very hefty price. I'm like, nah, I really want it for the collection, but I'm not paying that. But over time, I eventually found this card, and I'm like, holy, I didn't realize that it wasn't just a wrestling figure or, you know, cake topper or something like that. Kind of like, you know, what, you know, these applause figures are. It was actually part of a flashlight. I assume at some point in childhood, we actually had this flashlight and maybe the piece broke off. And yes, this Ultimate Warrior piece we used as an actual playable wrestling figure. I always complain about the Ron Simmons Galoob figure, but could you imagine having to use this as a wrestling figure? I mean, scale's way off, right? And I mean, this would be a more comparable figure since it's basically the same one. But yeah, this was still a playable wrestling figure. We still used this Ultimate Warrior as a wrestling figure. But I remember still enjoying it nonetheless. And you know what? This isn't a wrestling figure. We're not having to sit there and pull this off the card or anything like this. I thought about potentially buying 2 of these, because maybe one day I'd like to have one loose where I could actually open it up and kind of, you know, put batteries in and actually have an Ultimate Warrior flashlight. But even carded, I mean, even a carded Superstars Ultimate Warrior is like $40. I'm like, it's like a cheap flashlight, man. Come on. I mean, what did it sell for in stores back in the day? Like $1 or $2? Man, you guys know those green army flashlights, right? And those Army flashlights, I mean, they're like high quality, you know, big impact, right? You slam those, I mean, those things, you throw those things on the ground, I mean, they're cheap, but like I said, they're impact flashlights, right? And they're like $4, $8 and stuff, but they take abuse. And you know, they come with, you know, clear lenses and, you know, blue lens, red lens, etc. And they got little hooks and everything, so they're Army flashlights. But I call them cheap flashlights, but they're, like I said, they're high impact flashlights at the same time. But they're less than $10. They're less than $10 flashlights. But something like this, you're not paying for the flashlight. You're paying for all of this. You're paying because you're paying excuse me. You're paying for nostalgia, and you're paying for age. If this right here came out today on shelves, like I said, this is like a $3 item. And inflation based on 1990 price compared to 2020 price, let's say maybe $7 in comparable prices, but you wouldn't go to a Walmart or a Target and pay $40 on something like this. It's insane. But I wanted it because of this nostalgia, of the memories that this particular figure right here brought. And I probably will at some point try to pick up the loose piece. Not the whole flashlight. I just wanted this right here. It was all about that individual item. But I might try to pick up a second one eventually for the whole flashlight as well. But getting the Ultimate Warrior carded, I mean, the whole flashlight, that is an awesome addition for the collection. I mean, as I said, this collection, it has to be more than just action figures, right? I have to build this museum up, and it's got to be a whole lot more memorabilia than action figures. It's got to be a bunch of random wrestling inspired items, and something like that, I mean, that's an incredible addition. So I was super glad to be able to add that. And like stuff like these random one-off pieces, like these little 2-3 inch PVCs, they're just so random, but that's what's needed for, you know, this type of collection. So all right, like I said, man, I talk way too darn much. This was supposed to be like a 5-minute video. And, well, once I start talking about that, this was supposed to be like a 5-minute video. And I ran this video up to almost 15 minutes. So I am going to stop here, guys. Get this video posted for you guys. And that way I have something up and ready for you today. Tomorrow, I am going to edit out that Big Boss Man match with Bam Bam. And you're just going to have me talking. So when I start talking about, you know, did you enjoy that opening segment, you'll at least know why I talk about an opening segment that doesn't exist. I don't know, maybe I'll try to upload the whole video on Facebook if that's allowed or something, but that whole video was like 30 minutes long, so I don't know if I can even upload that type of video. Shoot, I don't know. We'll see. But I'd rather have people watch it on YouTube than watch it on Facebook, right? Because on YouTube, I can at least attract more viewers. And, of course, over time, hopefully, videos get monetized. But I'm still a long time away from doing that. Oh, as far as monetization goes, I got a gripe about that. But that's probably something to complain about at a later time. But did you know they take like 60% of your pay from that? Like I said, I want to talk about that at a later time, but that's insane. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in. I will talk to you in the comments. See you in the next video. Thanks, guys.